Hi guys, doing a SEP here. Welcome back to another episode of PES 2016 myClub Hungry for Glory series. In this episode we're gonna go ahead and do a Diego Simeone squad builder. Now Diego Simeone's fake name is y.aracil. He doesn't have a photo. I've edited it myself, just so you know. It's all about creating a squad that actually is balanced rather than all superstars, whether you go team level 4 or 5. Okay, so we're gonna select Diego Simeone, and what I do normally, I do it manually. So once you've done that, you create squad without registering a player. You can do by this as well, but because I want to create a squad based on player cards, and at the same time I want to choose players that I want my choice basically manually. So we're gonna do create squad without registering any player. Once you come here, now we're gonna do our squad builder. As you can see, I have a beastly team. I can simply go beastly team, but that's not the case for this one. Normally when you want to register a player, you simply hover over the position and you press square. I'm not going to do this for every single player because that would take long. Just an example, I have a video showing that as well. What you're going to do here, you press square again. This is on PS4. We're going to do affinity with preset tactic 1, descending order. So this will show up. This is players rating. All you have to do now, hit L2, affinity with preset tactic 1. It will show up all the players that is tactically fit with Simeone. As you can see, they're all 19-9 because I've been playing Simeone a lot and I've been winning a lot as well. We'll show you my plan after. When we do the squad builder, I will walk you through some gameplay tips, how to play with Simeone and how to defend. We will have some gameplay footage as well. Your goalkeeper choice should be by your manager's tactic. If your manager tactic is frontline pressure, then you need an offensive goalkeeper. If your manager's tactic is all-out defense, then defensive goalkeeper. Or not applicable like a player with like Handanovic, is not offensive or defensive, we'll switch both. So in my case, because I'm using Diego Simeone, the reason why I would go for Handanovic, because I use Pep Guardiola as my assistant coach. I start with Simeone. If I'm losing, I switch to Pep Guardiola. So for that reason, I use Handanovic. If you stick to Diego Simeone only, then you can use a defensive goalkeeper. So this is our squad builder, guys. We have tall, strong striker. We have a 2 fast and mobile center backs. An anchorman is an absolute must. Now you're probably thinking, with Diego Simeone, you need a fast attacking midfielder. I have many choices. I can actually use even Robin as an attacking midfielder or Messi. But what I do actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I normally start with Totti because of his stamina. I sub Messi in second half. So we've done our squad builder. If you want to add an assistant coach, you could simply hit R1 on your controller, go to tactic 3. I normally use Pep Guardiola. If you want to use assistant coach, you hover over your manager, you press square, and then change assistant coach. You can change who you want. In my case, Diego Simeone is very defensive. If I'm losing, sometimes I use Jorge Jesus, or I can use Zidane, Real Madrid manager, or Donadoni is absolutely beast. It's the exact same tactic at Delio Rossi. So that depends on your personal opinion. I will have another video in the future going through how I set up my squad, the squads that I'm actually currently using. Okay, once you're done with that, other thing you can do, if you press Y, you can edit player numbers. All you have to do is just press on a player, press X, and change the number to whoever you like. That's what you do. Next, we're gonna go to game plan so we can edit players' positions, and at the same time we're gonna set up our fluid formation. Oh, here we go. We're gonna go to game plan right here. You can set up your captain, long free kick taker, short free kick taker. It's really important to select players join attack. I normally select 2 of my center back, or sometimes maybe a center back and a tall midfielder. I want Matic to stay deep. I don't want him to stay there. Sometimes I select Torre as well. In these cases, these players will go for a header, and Ronaldo kinda tracks back a little bit. But if you have Ronaldo, you don't need anyone else. Now, if you notice my team spirit is 95, make sure that your team spirit is 99, guys. 3 things never forget on myClub is really important. Give you an example quickly. I've been saying this a lot. If you have higher team spirit, higher manager leadership, higher player level than your opponent, you will have a massive advantage on them. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna edit our player positions. All we have to do is to click on the lineup edit. We press square and change Manolas into a center back. This is how I position it. So for example, if my opponent has Robin, I would man mark Robin with my center back. I would man mark a striker with Matic or with Ramos. Don't do 2 man marks in the same position. I man mark Neymar. I normally don't do more than 3 man marks from the back. I only do man marking if the player is a long ball spammer. Against dribblers, I do not man mark. If I'm losing, I man mark opponent's center back with my wingers. Okay, now because Simeone is fluid formation, if your Simeone doesn't have a fluid formation, then that is the setup for him. All you gotta do right now, I leave it like this, but if your Simeone is not fluid, then all you have to do, change one of your attacking midfielder to center midfielder like this, and put these guys a little bit up. That's all you gotta do. Simple as that, guys. Put the striker a little bit up as well. What I like with Simeone, guys, the build-up is very simple. You will see it when I play. I normally tend to go to the flanks a lot. Basically, I use the method that I used to use in real life when you used to play football. What I do, I try to go to the flanks a lot, drag the opponent's center backs to the flank to make space for Ronaldo. That's a tactic we used to use in real life football as well. Okay, if you have fluid Simeone, I would say do not touch the first one when you're on the ball. If you flick your right stick, it switches between the fluid ones. When we have the ball, I still use a DMF because Simeone does get countered a lot. When I'm attacking, I sometimes I switch. All I do, I put these players a little bit up like this. If I want to apply more pressure, I man mark opponent's center backs with Di Maria and Hazard, and simply drag Matic a little bit back, and I change Manolas back to CB so he will not join attacks. If you have a center back on the left who can play a left back, when you have possession of the ball, you can actually change him to a fullback. So that means when you attack, he's going to overlap. When you defend, he's going to stay and not move. But I would prefer it to stay as a center back, because the thing is, because I do slow builder with Simeone, as soon as I get intercepted, opponent does a long ball to Robin, and Manolas will be fucked. So I'd rather keep him like this. So we're gonna, when we have the ball, you customize it like this. When we at kickoff, it's custom like this. When we have the ball, it's customized like this. Simple as that. And when we lose the ball, we're gonna change that as well. And we're gonna put Abate all the way here. Do not drop your defensive line, guys. Honestly, it makes no difference. I see some people dropping these center backs deep with Pep Guardiola. It doesn't matter. Your defenders will still go up. I change Torre into a center back again like this. Bring him back a little bit midfield so I can be compact, because a lot of people bypass the midfield gameplay by doing one pass to their striker and their long ball. So I try to get a little bit compact down here, and I put Ronaldo as a CF. Because Simeone numbers in attack is medium, you need a CF stays up all the time so you can counter quickly. And I put Totti right beside here, and maybe put Di Maria a little bit up, start the counter here, and maybe defend with Hazard to make a track back. So this is how we customize it, guys. Now there's a lot of, you can actually confuse your opponent as well. For example, at kickoff, what I normally do, sometime when you play with one striker, 100% your opponent will man mark Ronaldo. So what I do, I actually put Ronaldo as a left midfielder, and then this is what I do. I put Hazard here. So what does the opponent does here? He man mark Hazard, and when I do have the ball, Ronaldo goes back to be a center forward. So that will fuck up the opponent's marking. This is a trick that I always use with Simeone, and it seems to work a lot. Works like a tree. The mistake a lot of people do, guys, when you try to switch a player with fluid formation, don't press X and move the stick like this. Press and hold X and actually move it, if you know what I mean. Because for example, if I just press X and do this, if I go here, Ronaldo is still a striker, if you know what I mean. But if I press X and hold and move it with the right stick here, Hazard is a striker and Ronaldo is a Ronaldo is a striker and Hazard is a striker in the first one. So this is our squad builder, guys. If you have any question, comment down below and let me know what you think of it. Yeah, the video has been very long, but I'm trying to give you everything so you won't have anything to ask. I'm very informative. Yeah, probably I would bore someone because the video has been very long, but I think I've mentioned every single thing, from man marking, from player choices. Next, we're gonna go through for the gameplay. Here we go. Alrighty, guys, so we're gonna jump ahead for a quick match online using Diego Simeone. As you can see, we're gonna do our man marker. Now my team seems completely different from my setup that I showed you, but the idea, creating a squad by player ID, is exactly the same. Reason why the squad is different, because I'm using a different team level 4. Now as you can see, the importance of man marking. Look at Aurier. completely in the perfect position to actually lock down Bale there. Happens a lot, so man marking is really that important. And I'm actually using Aurier as a centre back. There you go. Interception, failed, and now we're going to start our counter here. Now the way I play, as you can see, I actually did attack with Aurier and then back to the center. I love player switching. I love switching the game with Diego Simeone. It's really very Always try to go to the flank. Nice skill from Cuadrado here. Cross, and then ooh. Actually, I've played this game for a very long time. I can't even remember what happens. So it's kind of a life for me right now. I use Griezmann as a left midfielder because he is in good condition. Normally, when I do a squad builder, I make sure I use players who are in good condition. As you can see, another another long ball fail. Aurier gets it there. However, when I play against Robben, Aurier does struggle. So I would suggest Manolas, because I remember I played against someone who had Robben, and Aurier could not catch Robben. Anyway, as you can see, this is my gem player. Cafu is an absolute beast. If you get him from a free agent, do not release him. Now we give you an example for the man marking why I use 3 centre backs. Because of Robben, I use 3 centre backs. Another chance here. Didn't go in. Now here's another example right here, guys. As you can see, as soon as I lose the ball, I drop my defensive line. You can drop your defensive line by simply press and hold the D-pad all the way to your goal. The longer you hold the D-pad, the deeper your defensive line will go down, basically. This is something I've mentioned in the previous video as well. It's really important that as soon as you lose the ball, you drop your defensive line, especially with Pep Guardiola. As you can see here, these are a great example how I attack on the flanks. I basically play a different variety of games. I start with crossing, so the opponent try to defend on the flank, and then I go down the middle. Never attack directly. That's the thing, guys. When you pass it to your striker, it doesn't mean you can run. Pass back is really important. I mean, I think Diego Simeone, what a dribble from El Shaarawy. Diego Simeone, one of the rare counter managers that you actually have to play slow build up, basically. Another example right here, guys. As you can see, look at Cafu. That's my anchor man. Look at how he man marks Ibrahimovic. Boom. Man mark is that important, guys. In the squad builder you saw I was using Matic, but it doesn't matter. Cafu is an anchor man as well. So whether you are using Pep Guardiola or Simeone or any manager with a 1 DMF system, it has to be anchor man. If you use a manager that has 2 DMFs, then make sure to use a player with Destroyer and another one maybe CMF, or make him a DMF and use a player who has build-up card. One of the players on top of my head, I would say maybe Verratti, basically. Another perfect positioning from Cafu here. As you can see, I made it a little bit in slow mode. That is how important the anchor man is, guys. I'm giving you this example just to show you guys how important anchor man is. However, some people doesn't care about this. They still win the game. I'm giving you tips in general for you if you want to play proper. Another example for man marking, as you can see here, as soon as the player kicks a ball, I switch to my goalkeeper and I drag him to the other side. If you're gonna do manual goalkeeping, make sure you switch to your goalkeeper when the player is about to hit the ball. Don't do it before he hits the ball, because he'll know you're gonna move. If you don't know how to do a manual goalkeeping, all you have to do, hold L1 and R3. R3 is right stick, you press it in, and then you move the goalkeeper with your left stick, basically. Another great example right here, guys. As you can see, how I basically try to intercept and then counter back. Now here, another example. There's a counter on us. That's the way I play, basically. You absorb pressure, intercept, and counter. This is something that I talk about it a lot. I have no idea what Cuadrado done there. It was an epic attack. Cafu comes here. Another example of an anchorman, guys. Just watch my anchorman, how he is positioning himself almost every time in between my centre backs. Anchorman simply lays down between my 2 centre backs, and it kind of cuts off opponents' passing, because a lot of people have no patience to actually build up. Well, most people do. You know, they basically do one pass all the way from their own half to the striker, bypassing the whole midfield play. And the anchorman plays a big role to actually cut that line of passing. As you can see how I'm building up right here, basically pass and go, pass and move. If you want to know how to do 1-2, it's simply you hold L1 and pass. You can do pass and move as well by holding R2 and pass together. Another example right here, guys. As you can see, pass back is really important. Cafu in the middle, passing it left and right. Nice goal from Griezmann comes in here from a freaking mosh pit. I guess that was lucky. Yeah, probably that was lucky. Now, the mistake I've done here, that is a silly mistake. Why the hell would I turn to my own goal? Normally, I do pass because I try to build up kind of a slower. Another example right here, guys. As soon as the opponent kicks the ball, I drop my defensive line. Normally, against certain players, I actually push my defensive line high up. But against this opponent, I knew he was a long ball spammer. There are two type of long ball spammers. There are smart ones who knows that you offside trap, they stop long balling, or there are those ones who constantly long ball, and I just sit back and offside trap them. I can confirm offside trap after Data Pack 3 is beautiful. Hope you guys found the video useful. Make sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe. In the next episode of Hungry for Glory, I will do a squad builder for Pep Guardiola, exactly what I did right here. Until next time, guys. Ciao for now. I spoke.